Three, two. What is happening, everybody? Oh my God, it is Adapt Crypto. We are back. We are unstoppable, and it's really
Just
good to
like the
see you.
blockchain,
It's really good
completely
to see you.
unstoppable.
We're decentralized as a crypto group, actually. I have any of not that many of us have actually met in person because that's how awesome the internet and blockchain is. We just connect on a global level, and I don't know.
It's a very special thing, guys.
I think so. I think so. There's a lot of difficult parts about crypto and all the scammers and the sketchy people and but there's also a lot of beautiful things about blockchain, just the connection across all economic divides and countries. And I mean, I gotta be honest, it's good to know you guys. It's good to be part of Adapt. And if you're watching this, you are also part of Adapt. You are adapting. So good to see you guys. What is what's going on with the market today, Bender? I I feel like we're sort of at an inflection point. We're either going to zero tomorrow, or we're going to blast off because there's a huge shortage of Bitcoin, and everybody
Oh
wants.
boy. Yeah, I mean it's kind of a crazy thing. Hang on, let me go ahead and just remove my anonymity. Going anonymous on the internet is generally a good idea, but I got my sunglasses, don't need the mask, so
What can
we're
you
good to go.
do? What can you do? What can you do?
Well, yeah, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and crack on into the markets, guys. Let's take a look. So we got Coin 360 up, and we're looking, a little up, a little down. About 5, 10 minutes ago, this whole thing was looking a lot greener. We haven't really
Mhm.
gone down too much. But throughout the course of the day, we have seen Bitcoin kind of chug its way back up. We were very briefly almost about to crack 52K today,
Hmm.
and it's just been kind of stalling out, kind of losing steam. Bitcoin seems to be, like you said, at an inflection point, and we are all trying to decide which way it is going to go. And I guess we just got to tune in to see. But yeah, let's take a look around the rest of the markets. Let's see,
Yeah, things are
Ethereum.
things are turning red right as we watch. That,
This is not portentous, guys. This is just
no, no,
a quick little crack on. Hopefully, not indicative of things to come.
no.
But yeah, tentatively, I'd say we're looking pretty good. It's all going sideways at the moment still. So Ethereum, big pump up today to continue on. We are almost holding over 1700. BNB looking green, Litecoin green. XTZ has a nice little pump today.
Hmm.
But I want to say big story of the day. We have Uni,
Oh yeah.
big old pump. And if y'all hadn't noticed, because I definitely didn't notice until probably this morning, Uniswap sitting firmly at spot 8 on a coin
Wow.
gecko. Yeah.
Wow. Just exploding. I think we all know, or at least you should sort of feel in the air that a new version of Uniswap is on the horizon. And yeah, like you were saying that other day on the stream, Bender, that Andre figured out that he is tweeting a little bit more, the creator of Uniswap, which usually means you're finished doing all of your programming. And I don't know. I think I'm just personally ultra hyped for anything that Uniswap does in the future. If I ever doubted them for 5 seconds, I feel like a total moron because they run this game on so many levels, and I think it's a lot to do with their integrity and simplicity. And yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Uniswap. And if you're not uh, paying attention to Uniswap and what's going on there, it really is like the center of this whole revolution. At least that's how I see it. I don't know. How do you see it, Bender?
I would definitely agree. I would say they're definitely at the center of the crypto galaxy, and Hayden Adams has got what you might call a galaxy brain. Yeah.
It's funny back in LA. There's the Hayden Planetarium. It's yeah, that's there in the center of town. I wonder if there's like a vague reference there. I don't know. I'm sure that's his real name, but
Hmm.
makes me
Who
think of the
knows?
Hayden Planetarium. Yeah. So everybody just sort of watch out for what's going on with Uni and Uniswap. I'm wondering. I guess it's all wild speculation, but we're pumping now, I think, on the expectation that this new version is coming out. But I'm wondering what's going to happen when the new version actually comes out. Are people going to need to hold to that token because there's going to be staking and other sort of unique elements introduced, or Are people going to just dump as soon as the new version comes out? I'm curious.
I'm curious as well. I do have some speculations. If you guys have taken a look at Rari governance token at all, there was a little bit of news earlier on in the week about something. I'm not going to drop the name for you, so I hope you guys do your own research here. But if you're up to date on the news, there is a link there. Go to the Rari Capital Twitter page. Look down just a couple of scrolls, and you'll see that there is some kind of protocol that is being implemented sometime soon that will allow layer 1 to layer 2 integrations without having to migrate your liquidity over.
Ooh.
So I challenge you guys, do a little research, check it out. This is just a hint, no financial advice. But if this is being implemented with another solution or another protocol, I would hope and definitely kind of like a little bit expect that the biggest, most important DEX in the cryptocurrency world is going to implement something similar.
Mm. That was some really good non-financial advice. It's more like research advice. It has nothing to do with finances.
Mhm.
Yeah, ooh, keep an eye out as we see ETH picking up even further. Um, yeah, should I get into just some basic headlines here? I think it's important. This channel, I think it's important to talk about some of the higher profile things. I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. Talk about some of the higher profile things, just because oftentimes we are trying. Basically, the I don't want to point any fingers at anybody specifically. But a lot of times, larger institutions in anywhere in any industry you're working in, they're often operating out of their own self-interest, because that's just what human beings do. They often operate out of their own self-interest. And so sometimes when you read big headlines, when you hear about big stories, well, there's a chance that it's not for you. Like it's to get you hyped about something, possibly throw your money at something, where maybe, I don't know. There's a couple scenarios. They're telling you ultra early, in which case you will get a pump off whatever they're talking about, or the pump already happened and they're reporting on said pump, and you take that to mean, oh, this is a hot tip, and you jump in and you get dumped on, or they actually know that it's not a good tip, and it's fake, and they're possibly getting like paid to mention this thing. I see those as like sort of the three main categories when you read news anywhere in the world, and I'm just trying to, for myself, get my own discernment up a little bit, and because that's just sort of how it seems you would actually make money,
Yes,
if you
so
don't
I,
get
I
fooled.
hear that is called writing you a ticket to wrecked city.
Oh, okay. Is that the technical term, the
I,
official?
I believe that's a scientific denomination, but you know it's hard to
Yeah.
keep up with all the this crazy technical
Yeah,
term.
there's actually a lot of lingo in crypto when we're talking about NFTs and private keys, and yeah, interoperability. Anyways, I do want to mention this though. UFC announced regional partnerships with top crypto only sports book. So I think we all know that betting and crypto is sort of like a hat on a hat. Like it's a little bit just too much gambling combined at the same time. But I have no doubt that crypto sports books are going to take hold, and it looks like Stake.com has, yeah, got this agreement here with UFC, and that's just the thing. It may not be the most intelligent move. I don't know if I'm going to be putting my crypto on MMA betting, but there's definitely a ton of people. There's a huge market for this, and a lot of people will be excited about this fact. So yeah, this just came out, and so it looks like you can head on over to stake.com and bet on the next UFC fight.
You
And
know what?
yeah.
I, for one, am glad that I'm just hearing about this because if I had heard about it yesterday, I would have lost a bunch of money betting on uh, the last style bender. Pour one out. Press F in chat
Mm,
for Izzy.
mm.
Undefeated streak is over. I'm sorry, but middleweight is still his reign, his plaything.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to hear about that. Bender is no relation, right? Or was that a
Come on,
more of a
bro. We're
personal?
we're we're clearly brothers. You can't see that.
It's very obvious. It's very but yeah, no, I think it's important to just notice the numbers we're talking about, right? Since launching in 2017, the platform claims to have turned over $35 billion worth of bets. They're
Hmm.
no small person here in the betting scene, and I think that's a lot of what we're trying to do here on the channel. Look at which industries are up and coming, which industries have not found a good fit with a crypto coin or company, and those are possibly the moves that you might want to make in the future. But I would go out on a limb to say that I don't know, you may be a bit too late on this call, and I don't think stake.com has any sort of coin or anything that you could invest in per se. Correct me if I'm wrong, out there in the crypto universe. Ooh, but this is bullish for me. The deal will see UFC fighter collectibles launched on Dapper Labs Flow blockchain.
Oh, what does that mean, Marsh? Tell me, what
Oh
does
my!
that mean?
If you guys are not up on what's going on with Dapper Labs Flow, yeah, this is one of those things that's not getting too much play. I really do just want to pull up the website real quick because I think it's a cool website. Um, That's the thing. That's the thing. There's so many different technologies out in the world. There's so many different options for everybody, including major corporations, and they're all trying to figure out what is the best move. Where do I go? What is the deal? Which blockchain is actually going to be the best? And it really feels like a lot of major corporations are coalescing around Flow, which at this point is just over $1 billion market cap. It is definitely growing and large at this point already. But it is, like they say here on the website, it is not available on Uniswap. I don't think it is an ERC20 token, which gives it extreme power because I think the exchange amounts, the transaction per second, all of sort of the innate abilities of Flow are much larger than anything you could do on Ethereum. And everybody from the NBA to UFC to Deutsche Telekom, all of these mega corporations are coalescing around Flow and starting to build their NFTs on their blockchain. And yeah, I'm not sure. Again, this is not financial advice. I've never given financial advice in my life, never. But Flow is a very, very interesting company just for the partnerships that they're making and the connections that they're building. And yeah, the coin is sitting at like $30. And it really was really just like a month or two ago that it got listed on some of the major exchanges. So I would
Yeah, guys, don't
encourage.
forget, Flow blockchain is the blockchain that's behind CryptoKitties, NBA Top Shots. Like, oh yeah, there we go. Nice and convenient for you. But
Ooh,
lots of big stuff, a lot of stuff in the NFT space, which is red hot right now. So make sure you give it a quick look over. Not financial advice. You don't have to throw money into it. We do not suggest going simian here, guys. But if you're looking for more opportunities, this could be the place to find them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's sort of where I have my vision these days. It's polka dot projects. It's anything NFTs that is actually getting major IP from people, like these big gigantic mega brands, and culture, because I think that's the big shift that's happening this year. It's moving out of the your sketchy friend's basement that was mining Bitcoin and couldn't shut up about it, and you were like, bro, I get it, you're gonna be rich as hell later, but you're just so annoying about it that I don't want to buy any Bitcoin because you're just being so annoying about it. We're moving out of that phase into the this is spilling out into mainstream culture, and yeah, those are sort of the three major areas that I'm looking at. um yeah, this news is like kind of old,
Oh my
and that's what
god.
I'm talking about. Like
Oh my god.
if you were gonna buy Doge based on this article, I would say that is bad financial advice that Cointelegraph would be giving you because, well, in general, I would be careful about anything that is getting as much hype as Dogecoin if you're trying to actually make any money off of it. There are much better opportunities than trying to get rich off of Dogecoin. But on the other hand, Mark Cuban is out there hyping this thing to high heaven, and between him and Elon, they just seem to be like tag teaming this thing into the stratosphere. And that's sort of why I wanted to bring this up, guys. It's like, can you
Oh
can
Lord.
you not? Like all
Yeah,
of the
come
memes
on,
and all the
guys.
interviews, like I would encourage you as a small, like sort of non-bag pumping YouTube person, watch out for stuff like this. Like this is exactly the kind of stuff that will trick you into losing 80% of your portfolio on a dumb bet. Maybe you can get rich. Maybe a bunch of people have gotten money off of Doge. It's definitely possible. But I would just encourage you to watch out for stuff like this because, yeah, it sounds super bullish. It's very exciting. But most people haven't done the research on Dogecoin, and there is an inflationary model in Doge. They are constantly minting tokens. They're minting tokens right now as we speak, and the
Yeah.
value of Doge will always go down no matter what, even if it gets pumped to high heaven multiple times by
Are,
Mark Cuban.
are you sure? Because Elon Musk personally told me that Dogecoin only goes up. So I mean, he seems like a trustworthy guy. So I should buy some, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
What about Mark Cuban? Like I trust that guy. I saw him on what was he on Shark Tank? Was he on Shark Tank?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I watched that
definitely
show.
super trustworthy dudes. Yeah. I think it's a hard thing to talk about because obviously like we're talking at you, we're influencing your opinion, but I would encourage you to think about that topic there. That the because words have meaning. Influence. They're trying to influence you. Well, who are they? What are they trying to influence you about? And I would argue that it's going to be in their best interest. People like this would never influence people against their best interest, and that's often where the best investments are to be made. If I
Hmm.
was given investment advice, which I am not, that is not what I'm doing. And
Guys,
just to round this out, you got any,
please continue. Please continue. Please
you don't
continue.
have any more notes about that? I don't know. I'm sort of like I don't know. We're
Uh,
trying to help people on this channel. We're trying to help people from all levels, and it's some things are so blaringly obvious that it's like if you fall for this, you deserve it. But on the
this
other hand, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to your basic grade school education when they're doing you the on the sex ed talk or the drugs talk. When Mark Cuban or Elon Musk tell you to buy Dogecoin, what do you say, kiddos? You just say no. Say no to the
no,
Doge.
just say no. Just say no, guys.
There you go.
Um, anyways, moving on, because I don't know. I like to see the world as interrelated. That certain stories play off other stories. I think this is a really good example of why you should not just listen to every single headline and blindly trade based on those facts. India's finance minister reconsiders a ban on cryptocurrencies. Oh my God, consider me shocked. I can't believe this is happening. They said it was going to zero. All the Bitcoin companies were moving out of India and just India was going to be anti technology. Like,
Oh my God, who could have ever have seen this coming?
guys, like,
Oh,
'cause you gotta. I think I don't know. I'm talking to myself as well, but you gotta start to see through some of these smoke and mirror campaigns. Especially when they're as obvious as this. Okay, so there's this company. Sorry, there's this country. It's sort of a developing nation. They have a ton of just cheap labor. And most of that labor is highly technically proficient. They can code like monsters, and you only have to pay them like a fraction of minimum wage to do said coding, and a lot of them are just there's just the incredible wealth of technical knowledge in this country, and then the country is going to ban and forbid any development in the future. Okay, makes
yeah, that's
sense.
sounds like a great idea for their country in the long
Sounds like
term.
something, yeah, the country would definitely want to do. Because that's where most of their tax revenues and all of their revenue, not all of their revenues, but a lot of their revenues are coming from these technology companies. Not saying that everything that's happening in this country is blockchain related, but it is sort of the more hotter topic, the more hotter area that everybody's looking into. And yeah, no, let's just go ahead and ban that because we don't like innovation in this country. Do you, I mean, I'm talking about India, obviously. And yeah, I don't know. When I saw the story coming out, I was like, there's no way it's just like with the Ripple thing. Personally, I think Ripple's coming back. Not financial advice, but I think it's coming back because when you have friends in high places, you get to break the rules. You get to basically do whatever you want, and I would expect nothing less from India and everybody else. And well, pumping your bags is a cool thing that whales do that I think most regular people don't understand how it works because they have all of their capital in crypto. But if you do have excess capital that isn't in crypto, then there's this cool thing that you can do where you sell all your bags slowly, 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 and you have so much bags, so many bags, English,
So many
so
bags.
many bags that you're able to get the price to go down and down, and then people see the price going down, and then everybody's like, "Oh shit, the price is going down," and then they sell all their bags, and then you're able to come up and scoop up all their bags and bring them up, and you were never planning on selling permanently. It was just sort of a tactic that you used, and I would I'm just kind of wondering if maybe the Indian government this is a spitball here. I have no proof that maybe the Indian government had a ton of Bitcoin or was interested in buying Bitcoin, and they were like, "Well, I bet we could fud this down a little bit just for a second here."
You
I
heard
don't
it
know.
here first, guys. The Indian
Wild
government,
speculation.
a bunch of scammers. That's what we're hearing here. I don't know about you
Wild,
guys, but that's exactly what I heard.
wild speculation. Bender, I feel like you better take the mic from me before I
We're
get
gonna
too
get
deep in the rabbit hole
yeah.
here.
Yeah, we're gonna get banned from YouTube, so let's move on
Yeah,
to
yeah. Let's
some other
move on.
topics.
Let's move
Uh,
on.
okay, so if you guys follow Dex Tools, if you're on there just to watch what your cryptocurrencies, your small altcoins are doing, or if you like to, just kind of analyze the market, see what's trending, you may have seen something pop up today, kind of out of nowhere. So this one popped up on my Twitter feed first, and then I saw it trending on Dex Tools. And we're looking at big data protocol right now. So I just wanted to bring this one to your guys' attention because big data protocol. It sounds kind of cool, right? What is that?
I'm miming the chart. This seems to be what the chart is doing.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're looking at it. It seems to have done a massive rise up. I mean, it looks like it started at like a cent, massive pump up to oh gosh, what is this? $13. Wow. Okay. And then it's gone up and now it's dumping and it had a little rally and it's going back down. Might see it bounce off this. Might be seeing like a $5 support range. Who knows? This thing is brand new, and if we don't know anything about it, should we be investing in it? Not financial
Uh,
advice, but what do you think, Marsh?
well, I mean, I got to admit, I did try this for a minute. I'm not proud of it, but just going on Dex Tools and just throwing money at whatever's there up on the trending ticker, it doesn't work.
It's,
Long term, it doesn't work. I mean, it may work one time out of 50, but if
mhm.
you're actually trying to be a profitable investor and not some wild gambler, I would advise against doing that. Even though it's very shiny, they got all these cool buttons and exciting moments, and there's always a new coin. There's always a new project coming up. And you're like, well, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. We're going to get rich. But there's a good chance once trending on DEX tools that you are possibly too late for the insanity 100x gains that they're promising you. And I don't know. I'm not a TA chart expert, but this looks like a head and shoulders to me.
It could be. I mean,
uh,
like I said, we're not TA guys here that we have Harry for, so we might have him take a look later. But he
yeah, I'd be
generally just
curious what Harry
likes
says.
looking at stuff that is this is brand new. There's not a lot of data to work with. But from what I hear in the Telegram channels of the which I peruse on occasion, if it's not working for you, you're just not aping hard enough.
Oh,
I'm
really?
just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Take it back. No, you didn't hear that. Cut out the last 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of just a quick look at this thing because big data protocol, it sounds really good to me, but
Hmm.
we don't know anything about it. So that means we're not going to be putting any money at all into it until we have at least a basic idea of what it's about.
Hmm.
So we're on the website. We can go to the Twitter later if we want to, but just kind of taking a look at the website. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
I I wouldn't say that you should judge a project based on the website, but it's definitely a plus when they have a clean, good looking website. And I don't know.
I'd,
What do you think
I'd say
about
it's
this thing?
I'd say it's pretty important actually. What's their tagline? Powering a liquid marketplace for commercially valuable data. Yeah, and on first look, that does sound exciting. Oh, commercially valuable data. Maybe they're talking about having access to some sort of proprietary, important data that maybe other data providers don't have. I mean, if you don't
Oh
really fully
wow.
understand what an oracle is, then you may be very interested in this project. Yeah, what does that say? They have access to like a bunch of professional data providers, 14,000 professional data providers. Well, maybe they
Right.
got some proprietary info stream that is really just going to give them the edge that no other data provider could offer you, like Chainlink or the million other oracles that are already out there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm willing to keep looking. I mean, they got quotes from Reuters and New York Times and all these other things, and they got some
Yeah,
weird.
and Yahoo Finance, crazy. I know that thing. I've heard of
Oh
that.
yeah, they're all over the press. They're all over the press, and they got some weird B alpha. What is this like extra token they have? There's big data protocol, but then there's also B alpha because I think
Hmm.
B alpha both of their tokens were trending on Dex the other day.
Oh yeah, they're sitting at number one and number two currently.
So that's again super bullish. They're just fully dominating, man. Like how
Yeah, it's trending
I'm
hot.
just seeing green everywhere.
Green candles, only up, right?
Tell me why I should not invest in this right now on stream.
All right, guys. Jokes aside, I mean, this whole thing it looks really good. It does, but this is one of those potential traps that you could be falling into. You really need to carefully analyze and take a more thorough look at what you're actually getting into when you look at this. So the whole thing looks good. I mean, it's got great tagline. We're powering a liquid marketplace for commercially valuable data. They got a lot of professional data providers. They're tokenizing data. These are all big buzzwords that sound really good.
Professional,
And if, yeah, I mean, go ahead. What was it?
professional. I mean, they said professional, so
Yeah, they did say professional. I'm ready to invest right now. But why shouldn't we? Well, let's take a look at what they're actually offering. I mean, the whole thing looks good. They have this data vault and the stakes they're offering for single asset staking. APYs on some of these are kind of ridiculous. Ocean was over, it's still over 1,000 per stake. It was a what's it called? Fairly launched, so there no tokens were sold
I
before the
mean, I gotta
inception.
say that's your first giveaway. If somebody's offering you 1,000 APY at any point in time, not sustainable. It's not going to be sustainable, guys. Just
Mhm.
it's sort of a fact. I wish it wasn't. I wish I could get 1,000 APY all year round for my stable coins, but that's not how this thing works.
Unfortunately, it does not always work that way. There are some rare cases where you can have a legitimate example of, value being provided with these insane return on investments, but that money's got to come from somewhere. And where is it coming from? It's really kind of hard to tell because this big data protocol, the token, um, not really seeing a whole lot of utility. Like you use big data protocol token to provide liquidity to farm this other token that they're providing, the B alpha token. And what does that B alpha token do? If you go a little bit closer into it, you see you farm the B alpha token in order to gain access to the data that's provided by their professional data providers. And all this professional data is amassed and aggregated by this guy, Amass Insights.
Hmm.
Uh, Amass Insights. Have you heard of Amass Insights before?
Well, I mean, New York Times and Yahoo Finance and Reuters, they've all heard of them. I mean, I trust them unconditionally because they always tell me the truth.
Of course, and they would
Always.
never lie to you, right?
No, never.
No.
Sorry, we're being very ironic this stream.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, I was
hopefully you
taking a look
realize
into
that.
this earlier. I was taking a look into it earlier. I don't want to take too much more time on this because this is kind of an example, not the greatest example of what you should be looking into, or the kind of project that you need to
Yeah,
look
but
into. But
I think it's valid for people to see like what doing research actually is. It isn't just going to this landing page and looking at the sick graphics and then moving on from there. It is you do have to actually click on some of these links and possibly search stuff that isn't actually linked through the website. So yeah, tell us a
Mhm.
little bit about Amass Insights.
Well, I mean, the key point to me to be evaluating this thing on is what the data providers, or I'm sorry, who the data providers are. And I'm looking down this list on the very first page of their data providers. And I think I've heard of one of these ever. I mean, I'm not like super well intertwined with all the markets, but if these were reliable data providers, I think I would have heard of at least one or two of them beyond Foursquare, which I haven't heard any news from in literal years. I mean, the top one on here is Panjiva, whatever you want to say. I've never heard of this one. Foursquare, I've heard of. Place IQ, never heard of them. AirSage, Mujing sounds vaguely familiar, but it's in China apparently. I mean, these aren't exactly reputable news sources. They're not reputable data providers, at least in my mind. And I can't really be, valuing these alternative data providers their data if I've never heard of them. There's no reputation in my mind. And
Well,
if
and
you
I'm
look at
also looking. I'm just looking there at the time. It says there when they were created, activated, and when they were updated. And it seems like a
yeah.
lot of these haven't been updated since 2018 or 2019. Some of them, I guess, were updated a little later than that in the 2020s. I'm only seeing a handful from 2021. And I don't know if you guys are playing this game that we love so much, the crypto roulette. I think you know how important actual up to this millisecond data is in making these decisions. What good is data from 2018 going to do for you at this stage? That's my question to you.
Yeah, especially for a data business, because your data is more valuable the more recent it is, and if it's not providing or it's not updating at a reasonable rate to keep up with market conditions, the data they have is not going to be valuable, and that's an unfortunate fact.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're taking a bit of time on this project, but I think it really is important to spread this message that uh, I do think everything is moving to the blockchain. I think crypto is going to eat the world. I have little doubt of it at this point. But the hard part about this phase in your investing in everybody's investing life is that there's so much need. There's so many projects that really do need to be developed and need to happen, like having actual real world data providers with lots of up to the millisecond great proprietary data, possibly something that you're having to pay for. We desperately need this. We need this so bad, but it's really easy to look at a need out in the crypto space and then do a absolutely just half-assed version of what we actually need. And that's the kind of stuff that smart people they can throw these projects up within weeks. And again, if somebody was really interested in providing you, if that was their full business, I mean, you got to think of these like real businesses. If that was all you cared about, we were going to provide you the very best data, the data that you need desperately to make the right decisions. Are you interested in 1,000% APY? You see, it's like that shouldn't be what you guys are focusing on. That's you guys should be focusing on collecting the data. That sounds like an incredibly large amount of work to do to make these partnerships with the data providers, do all of that kind of stuff. So uh, I don't know. This feels like some weird extra side hustle that, like, oh, but also you can get the APY, guys. Like, this is speaking to all the DGens' hearts that, like,
Hmm.
when staking, when farming, what's the AP, where's the pools or whatever. Like this is some weird hybrid combination of an actual just absolute degen savage project with a need that we actually do need, and I think that's where we run into trouble. That's where the scary stuff happens. So I think it's all
Exactly.
just be safe out there, guys. That's all we want to say.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. That's not to say that there isn't an opportunity here. I mean, obviously, you're going to want to be very careful. What all I'm going to say is, I am not going to be buying any of these tokens, but you can bet your bottom dollar I've already farmed up a little bit. So if you're going to be trading this thing, be careful. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, and don't buy farm it because it's completely free. The amount of risk is different. So, I mean, there could be smart contract failures or compromises, exploits, whatever not. But you're not going to immediately lose your money if this thing immediately does exactly what it did and dumped. That's all I
Oh,
got to say. That's all I got to say.
uh, yeah, and since we're looking at this giant pyramid chart, I dare say
Skin.
I don't know, you may be a little too late even to get decent returns on your real coin. So yeah, obviously we don't throw any project under the bus. There is a possibility that this project turns itself around and becomes the actual most important data provider of all time, but I don't know about that, at least looking at it at this moment. So, and that's how this whole world works. You gotta listen to the hype, you gotta listen to your heart and all of those other things. And don't listen to Mark Cuban. I'm just gonna go out and say, don't listen to Mark Cuban.
What you got against Mark Cuban, man?
Nothing
He's my
personally. I mean,
he's
the
my
Mavericks,
hero.
they're a
He's
good
my
team.
hero.
Like they're a good team, but I just don't. I don't know. I
uh,
don't trust him with my own personal stacks. That's all I'm saying.
mm-hmm. That's totally fair. You got anything else to share tonight?
No, I think that's about it. We like to keep these videos short, educational, and to the point. To everybody out in the chat, we appreciate you. What's up, Crypto Cavalier? What's up, Koala? What's up? Hey, wait, Daniel, you're doing the stream. You're in the chat too. It's just like
Amazing, right?
you're like a
There's
ninja.
must be more than one
Uh,
of me.
but we do appreciate your time and attention and your energy. Just watching this is very very meaningful to us, and it seems like you already smashed the like, so we really appreciate you doing that. And we are out here. We're gonna keep coming and doing this stream, so hopefully you come and keep watching us because we appreciate all that. So yeah,
Come
that's
hang
good.
anytime, guys. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate the support. We appreciate your questions. Just let us know if you need us to cover anything else. I am happy to rip into any project anytime.
Oh, it's my new favorite pastime. Tearing, tearing these companies apart. Yeah, that's gonna about do us. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
Yep, we out. Hey.
I always want to make sure to like. All right, tell me when it.